the late 90s to early 2000s, there's a good chance you stumbled across giant alien bugs on cable television. And if you did, you probably found Starship Troopers. Released in 1997 and directed by Paul Verhoeven, the same mastermind behind RoboCop and Total Recall, this movie gave us explosions, propaganda, and some of the most aggressively enthusiastic soldiers in sci-fi history. On the surface, it's simple. In the future, Earth is run by a militarized government called the Federation. Citizenship requires service. Service usually means the military. Humanity is at war with giant alien arachnids from the planet Klendathu. We call them the Bugs. Our hero, if you want to call it, Johnny Rico, joins the mobile infantry after high school, mostly because his girlfriend does. Then, Buenos Aires gets obliterated by an asteroid. Blame gets pointed at the Bugs, and suddenly it's a full-scale interstellar war. Boot camp, battlefields, propaganda news segments asking, "Would you like to know more?" Yes. Yes, we would. Let's start with Johnny Rico. He's played by Casper Van Dien. Square jaw, perfect hair, maximum 1997 energy. Van Dien was relatively unknown at the time, and he plays Rico with such sincerity that people still debate whether it's a brilliant satire or just extremely committed acting. He would go on to become a cult sci-fi favorite and reprise the role in later entries. He may not have become a mega A-list star, but in convention halls across the world, Rico is eternal. Next up, Dizzy Flores, played by Dina Meyer. Dizzy is tough, capable, emotionally grounded. She's the heart of the film. Then we have Carmen Ibanez, played by Denise Richards. Carmen becomes a Starship pilot and completes the film's love triangle. A couple years later, Richards would appear as a Bond girl in The World Is Not Enough. In Starship Troopers, she embodies that polished Federation ideal. Bright smile, perfect uniform, zero doubts, which may or may not be the point. Now let's talk about Carl Jenkins, played by Neil Patrick Harris. Before becoming legendary as Barney Stinson on How I Met Your Mother, Harris was already famous as the teen genius in Doogie Howser MD. In this film, he plays Rico's psychic best friend who rises through military intelligence. And by the end, let's just say the wardrobe choices sparked discussion. Long black coat, sharp angles, very intentional imagery. Verhoeven knew exactly what he was doing.
Naked Force has resolved more issues throughout history than any other factor.
Ace Levy is played by Jake Busey. Loud, chaotic, always ready to yell about killing something. He's the son of Gary Busey, and yes, that energy is hereditary. Jake would later pop up in films like The Predator. But for many fans, he'll always be Ace. And the lieutenant is played by Michael Ironside. If you need a commanding officer with a voice carved out of granite, you call Ironside. He previously appeared in Scanners and also in Total Recall. When he speaks, you listen. And finally, Sergeant Zim, played by the incomparable Clancy Brown. You may know him as the Kurgan from Highlander, or as the voice of Mr. Krabs on SpongeBob SquarePants. Yes, Mr. Krabs trained the mobile infantry. Let that sink in. When the film released in 1997, a lot of people did not get it. Some thought it was a dumb action movie, myself included at first. Some thought it was promoting fascism. But Verhoeven was doing satire. The propaganda news breaks, the smiling recruitment ads, the simplified us versus them messaging, it's exaggerated on purpose. The film isn't subtle, it's intentionally shiny, intentionally patriotic, intentionally uncomfortable. And over time, audiences, myself included, finally caught up. Let's be honest though, the action still works. The Battle of Klendathu remains massive in scale. The mix of practical effects and CGI holds up surprisingly well. It's violent, chaotic, it's bold for a movie starring what looks like a futuristic teen drama cast. And somehow, it balances soap opera romance with battlefield carnage. That's not easy. So, why does Starship Troopers still matter? First, media literacy. In a world of viral misinformation, flashy headlines, and constant propaganda from every direction, the film feels uncomfortably familiar. Second, the idea of tying citizenship to service. It's exaggerated in the film, but the conversation about civic duty and national identity is still very real. Third, internet culture rediscovered it. Clips, memes, ironic appreciation. What was once misunderstood is now considered one of the smartest sci-fi satires of the 90s. And finally, it's just fun. In an era of ultra-serious, franchise-heavy blockbusters, there's something awesome about a movie that says, what if we made it over the top? And meant it. Nearly 30 years later, Starship Troopers has aged remarkably well. It's a war movie that critiques war movies. It's satire disguised as spectacle. It's giant alien bugs and philosophical commentary. And it gave us one of the greatest recurring lines in sci-fi. Would you like to know more? Honestly, we still do.